Just one game for the Badgers this past week, a Saturday matchup in Bloomington against the Indiana Hoosiers. We'll look at some of the highlights from that game at Assembly Hall. We'll hear from Badgers special assistant to the head coach, Brad Davison, of course back on the staff after Kirk Penny went back to New Zealand. And we'll also check in with big man Nolan, all coming up on this week's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
Set the standard. Set the standard. Let's go.
Nice bounce, Rapp. Rapp left lane line. Out to Blackwell. Stamps off the three. Right pocket. Book it.
Scores! Badgers win it in overtime. Wisconsin Badgers have won the Frozen Four championship. The Badgers advance to the Sweet 16. Off the backboard for two from Destiny Howell.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health and is brought to you by Hy-Vee and by Construction Business Group, by Gruber Law Offices, and by WEA Member Benefits.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
Age championship.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment.
It's not a moment.
It's a movement.
And you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up, apologizes, and welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The roadie scoops to Blackwell, drives onto Vries, now retreats. Backs him down, right block, double, kicks to Boyd, right corner three on the way is good for Nick Boyd. That's a big one. Boyd off the right wing to the line. Boyd in the lane, low on the left, goes up and in, high off the glass. 13 for Boyd. Brayton, left-hand toss, roadie, deep three, left of the circle, short. Long rebound, Carrington. He'll try a three right of the circle. Hit it. Brayden Carrington's first points. Badgers within 5.
Here we go.
Blackwell on the left side against Nick Thorne. Blackwell punching in off the wing, turns, throws it up and in, and a foul. Blackwell with an and one. A huge and one it is. Comes out to Blackwell on the right wing. Feeds Carrington, snaps off the three. Back rim, no. Long rebound, Boyd. Rohde calls for it, catches, shoots a three, right corner, book it. Andrew Rohde pulls Wisconsin within 4. Badgers patient offensively. Boyd against Enright. High screen Winter. Boyd tries a three right of the circle, and he knocks it down. Nick Boyd, another triple. Badgers within 3. Closest they've been since early in this game. Blackwell against Wilkerson. Blackwell in the center circle. Puts it on the deck. Drives right of the lane. Stops at the block. Out to Winter for 3. Right side. Got it! Nolan Winter with a triple. Badgers up 4. 55 seconds to play. Looking, goes cross court. Carrington leaves it for Blackwell. 9 seconds left. Blackwell in the center circle. Wants a screen from Carrington. 5 seconds. Blackwell left of the lane with 3, with 2. Fadeaway flip. Off the rim. No. We're going to overtime. Moves it back out front. Feeds Nolan Winter. High on the left. Leaves it for Boyd. Boyd against Sam Alexis. Loops it inside. Caught by Winter. He's got a mismatch in right on him. And Winter takes advantage low on the left. Puts it up and in.
Career high there for Nolan Winter.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. Equipment that powers through mud, dust, and extreme weather. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers.
Good time for a mid-season check-in with assistant to the head coach, Brad Davison. We talked with Brad before the season started, so let's get an update now. You're a coach, you're part of it, which I know has been something you talked about when we visited when you were a freshman and a sophomore. Has it been everything that you had hoped and thought it would be here so far?
Absolutely. I think every day I come into the office and before every day I leave, Coach Crabb says, "Are you having fun yet?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun." Not much has changed in terms of I walk in with a smile and I leave with a smile. It's just it's an incredible opportunity. I'm so thankful to have the chance to come in here and help, to serve, to encourage, and to be a part of what Coach Gard is going here.
It seems like you get to do the best of all worlds, too. You're helping in game preparation with what you can instruct guys to do, and then you're out there doing a little scout teamwork. So you got plenty of game left.
I have a unique perspective in terms of helping out with the scouts, in terms of in the film room, getting the scouts ready, teaching the scout, but then also I get to go out there and actually do it. So I better make sure I got it all figured out. But it's been so much fun. And again, I feel like I'm in a really unique position where not only can I still go out there and compete at a high level, but I can raise the competition, raise the physicality, try to give them the best look possible to make sure they're prepared to go out there and to dominate.
I've got to say, too, when Coach Crabb is out there, it's still at times with the scout team, man still has game. He can hit a 3. He can skip past to an assist. I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Effort and work never get old. If you play hard enough, you can make an impact no matter what you're doing. But it's awesome. Steamer's been out there a couple times too.
Yes,
Coach
he
Steams
has
has been out there. He's got a little bit quicker leash. Coach pulls him out a little sooner than Coach Crabb. I have the longest leash still, so that's good. But no, it's been an absolute blast. We look for reasons to sub ourselves in because that's our workout for the day. So we got to get in every chance we can get.
That's still the fun part, right, for you guys? I mean, we all know that the college landscape has changed, but when you're in there, when you're scouting, teaching clips, game reviews, out on the floor, that's still the best, isn't it?
It's the absolute best. We just got back from a road trip where we were at Michigan, sold out crowd, loud, the loudest of roars, and the silence of nobody wanted to speak after we hit some shots. Then you go to Minnesota in a border battle game, and you have the cheers for the Gophers, then you have the cheers for the Badgers. After the game, you have a "Let's Go Badgers" chant in Williams Arena. Those are moments that make college basketball so special. And those special memories that you hold in road environments, you get reminded of the amazing people that you're sharing the locker room with, and you watch, JB succeed in the way he did, BC succeed in the way he did, Alexis have an incredible moment at Michigan, and I have a feeling that we're going to continue to go throughout this season, and we have a great roster in terms of a lot of different people can have a lot of special moments and make impactful winning plays that go a long ways for our team. And so I have a feeling we're going to keep moving in that direction, and we're going to be talking about someone new after every game. I'm excited to celebrate those people and those moments.
You're still it's a small fraternity. We know thousands of guys play college basketball and the number of guys who coach it, but it's still, relatively speaking, a small fraternity. I preface the question because of that.
You have been in these tight moments as a player, and now you have been coaching in tight moments. Take us into your world, the difference.
You know, I also had 3 years of being in those tight moments as a fan, watching on TV. So
Yes,
I've got all 3 of them there.
there.
Man, I think for me, I always wanted to do my best to be a positive influence and a positive example. So as a player, that was through encouragement and adding energy. Now as a player, it's a little easier to add energy because you're actually on the floor, you're in the huddles, you're making things happen, but very similar as a coach, trying to be a positive light, encouragement. Now that's not through running through screens or trying to get a rebound, but it's through taking a guy and having a small conversation, a pick me up, a keep your head up, a whisper in the ear. So just taking advantage of little opportunities I can to hopefully help add some value and to encourage and to get our players prepared to go out there and make the most out of their moment.
They always say as a player, you're so locked in, you don't have time to be really nervous. As a fan, people get very nervous. Coach, somewhere in the middle?
As a player, there's nowhere I'd rather be than on that court, in the moment, being in control of what was going to happen. As a fan, I'd walk away from the TV. I couldn't watch. And so now as a coach, you're somewhere in the middle there. As a coach, it's you're just so excited. You feel so prepared. You get lost in the moment. I think one thing as a coach that I've been pleasantly surprised by is during game, I still get those butterflies. When we have players shooting free throws to ice the game, I had the same butterflies that I had when I was stepping up to, shoot those free throws. And so I'm really thankful for that. I'm glad that those butterflies don't go away. And I think those butterflies come from a place of really caring. You really care about the outcomes, but you really care about the people. And so I think I still have that care, and I want this place to be as special as it deserves to be.
Talk a lot about newcomers, but I want to focus specifically on freshmen. There's this old line that after a while, there's a certain point of the season where you're no longer a freshman. Now, you had a lot on your plate as a freshman. You were already becoming one of those leaders. How much truth is there to that? Where, this is game 20, 22, 23. I'm not a freshman anymore. Is that true?
Yeah, I think that game number probably shifts for each individual. But the reality is you start the season and you haven't played in front of 17,000 people. You haven't been in a road environment or in a neutral site environment. You haven't traveled and stayed in a hotel. There's a lot of new experiences. But the reality is you get into this back half of the season now, into January to February, and you've played 15 games. You've been on the road. You've been battle tested. Thankfully for us, we've been beat up a little bit too. Sometimes when you get beat up and you go through that adversity, not only reveals character, but it builds it, and it gets you guys really tight-knit and moving forward. So I think as you get into conference play and you start getting a taste of what the Big Ten, the physicality, the competition, how much every possession matters, I think that's when it starts to flip from freshman to player. Because the reality is when you're out there in between the lines, it doesn't matter if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, 5th year, 6th year, 7th year, 8th year. We got them all now.
We do.
You have responsibility and you have a job. And I think when you get going into that Big Ten play, I think it's all switched. You throw those out the window and you got to go out there and get your job done.
The thing about this team, too, final thought, is that, and you've kind of touched on it already, everybody's going to take a couple bumps here and there, but these guys haven't allowed it to snowball. So you have young guys, but you have older guys, too. There's a maturity to this team, isn't there? It's pretty encouraging.
Absolutely. I think early in the season, we never got – the challenge is always not to get too high and not to get too low. And during the beginning of the year, we took some lumps. We had some bruises, which there was opportunities for us to go really low. And we did a really good job of weathering that storm and making sure we came back to our steadiness to get back to who we are. And now we kind of get to flip that, and the challenge is not to get too high, because the reality is we have a lot more out there in front of us to go get. So we did a great job of weathering that storm to get back to here. Now, instead of getting too high, we just want to keep climbing that mountain. So that's our new challenge, surviving success, playing to our standard, continuing to get better each and every day, and ultimately, maximizing the moment and enjoying it with one another, because they have a really incredible story and chapters in this book to look forward to coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, enjoy, key word there, fans. Enjoy the ride. It's fun. Buckle up, right, as we move on throughout the course of this season. He's Brad Davison. We'll have more right after this.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
8 championships.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment.
It's not a moment.
It's a movement.
And you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
Time to check in with one of the veterans, Nolan Winter, who's an Ironman Nolan Winter. Last year, 21 minutes or so a game in that 30 range now, and a lot of games close to 40. So, obvious question, how you holding up here? You're getting a lot of run out there.
Feeling good. Body's holding up. Feeling good. Getting the right treatment off the court with everyone, so body's hanging in there.
They talked about your strength, and you came in always willing, right? Tell us, in your words, the difference in your body right now compared to your freshman year.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. This summer especially, I think I took the weight room a little more seriously, knowing what's ahead of me with the Big Ten and having to play the 5 and the 4 both, really taking care of my body and putting the right things in there. And working with Coach Snyder was a huge thing. The past couple of years, maybe I was young, just kind of naive and didn't really think it was very important. But after 2 years through it now, and as a junior, knowing what was coming my way, I took it real seriously, and I think it's benefiting me a lot in the court.
I got to think Coach Snyder has a way of letting you know that it's kind of a serious thing, though, right?
Oh, yeah. He'll let you know it's serious. It's serious. So, yeah, no, he did a good job for me, and I appreciate everything he's done.
I was talking with Coach Steensman about you and then the other big guys, and you mentioned that the first time around in the Big Ten, what Alexis Bielauskas and Will Garlock are going through, those of us at the outside can look at it and say, yeah, it's got to be quite an experience. You live that. Having experience now, that's got to be gold for you, knowing what to expect, the size, the speed, the atmosphere of the arenas. It all matters, doesn't it?
100%. And like you said, as a freshman, your head's kind of spinning at times, and you're going into Mackey Arena and all these crazy places, and it's a cool experience, but at the same time, you're there to play basketball, and it can be a little overwhelming. But as the years go on, you get a little more comfortable with the system and the coaches and your teammates, and you find your role a little better. But I know as freshmen, it's a lot going on, especially in the Big Ten. It's one of the better leagues in the country. But Alexis is doing a really good job for us, and Will Garlock's really coming along as well.
It seems like with a league this big, too, with 18 teams, the league used to be labeled a certain way. You're going to play man-to-man. You're going to not press. Well, but now it's like the variety is the spice of life, right? I mean, given the opponent, if you play 3 teams, you could have 3 completely different systems, right?
Right. For sure. This league is changing. I think basketball in itself is changing. It's a lot more up and down. You don't see a ton of 5-man who just sit in the paint and just kind of root themselves in there. It's a lot of 5-out. Everyone can shoot it. It's fast-paced. It's run and jump. But it's fun to play in, honestly. I'd rather be that than just kind of sit in the paint and I can't move personally, and I just shoot layups all day. I'd rather just move around, get running a little bit and that kind of stuff. But it's fun to play in.
I was going to say, it seems like this is right in your wheelhouse. Right? With Coach Steensman said, "Oh yeah, that's what it's for."
100%.
Like you.
100%. No, I love it here. It's awesome.
You mentioned getting used to your teammates as a freshman. You have a lot of newcomers here, 4 transfers, 4 freshmen. Is it taking some time? Just you work in the summer, although Hayden and Alexis weren't here. You do all the work in the summer. You got the long camp that starts in September, but does it make sense? It's going to take some time, right? Where you guys now at this stage of the year, it's like, okay, we know how to play off of each other a lot better than maybe we did in early November.
For sure. I think that's what the summer's kind of for, is learning your teammates, learning their games, and where you're going to find yourself with the ball and making plays out of that. But that's what the summer's for. Obviously, we had a lot of newcomers this year. It might have taken a couple months for us to kind of really get to know each other, both on a personal level and on the court. So once we kind of figured that out and started gelling a little bit, we could see the potential that this team had, and we knew, sky's the limit.
Take us through the mentality, because it seems like more than ever in college basketball, no lead is safe or no deficit is hopeless. The recent game against Minnesota, what are you telling your guys what are you telling yourself maybe, as well as your teammates when it's 35-17 at the half, and you got 20 minutes. Let's get back into this thing.
Just chip away. There's no 18-point shot in basketball. It's going to be a long game. It's not going to be easy. At the same time, obviously, 18-point deficit's a good team. It's not going to be easy, but we knew what we had in that locker room and knew we had it in us. We were playing 4-minute games. So the 16 to the 12 to the 8, just keep chipping away, and obviously that worked to our advantage.
The maturity of this team. Yes, there are young guys, but you've been through this. John Blackwell's been through this. I could keep going. Rhodey, Nick Boyd. It's got to help, right, to be able to have the maturity to not panic when things don't look great.
100%. And in moments like those, when the game's coming down, and you got some experienced guys out there that have been there before and done that. Having those guys out there, it's a blessing to be able to play with them, and just having that confidence in everyone out there.
I gotta ask you, how cool is this for you? I talked to your dad, Trevor, obviously with great career at Minnesota. You've been playing in the same buildings, including Rec Hall, just to be able to, you could talk to him about a lot of things. For you, for the family, to be able to experience the success that you're having at this level, much like your father.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal, honestly, growing up, hearing all these stories about my dad and all his success with him going to the Final Four, and all his practice stories that he has for me, and just one day for me hoping that I can make my own stories and my own memories like he did. Being on, as my junior year now, 3 very successful teams, being able to write my own memories and thinking back, looking at all my old teammates, just having all these stories, both on and off the court with them. It's been super fun, and being able to share them with my dad, and it's been really cool.
That's the best part, right? There's the moments, there's the big shots, but it's a lot of other things too.
100%. 100%. Still call all my former teammates, FaceTime them, and keep in touch with all of them. So that's what it's all about.
All right, still more stories to tell. He's Nolan Winter. We'll take a break. More to come right after this.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. Unwelcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health and is brought to you by Hy-Vee and by Construction Business Group, by Gruber Law Offices, and by WEA Member Benefits.
Trying to close out the mile distance. Weiler of DePaul still in second, but nowhere in sight as we go wide here to the final 70 meters or so into the home stretch. Bella Jacobson will head straight to the timer to remind him who actually won this race. It is Bella Jacobson of Wisconsin. Wisconsin now moving to the lead, challenging Purdue, coming off the final turn. And Jalen Williams backs up that individual win with a team win for Wisconsin here to close out their home meet, 3:08:38.
Picks up the puck with speed, center ice. Little right-hander, across past Morrissey, towards the net, snaps one off. Hauser stopped it. Loose puck picked up by Osborne. He tries to spring Morrissey. Long lead feet, batted down with a high stick by Mazzotti. Good pass, Morrissey. Finley helps. He scores! When Finley scores, the Badgers win it in overtime. Finley throws his stick into the crowd. It been a long time for Findlay, and Wisconsin's got that win and feel it again. Botterill reaches for it, pulls it free, sets up Deering for a one-timer, but he fanned on it. Loose slot, here's Pietla. Botterill, he scores! Taken away by Wisconsin's Morrissey. Morrissey now center ice. Sauces ahead, Fitzgerald left wing looking, he scores! Oh, he sipped that one over Kemp's glove. Go-ahead goal, Christian Fitzgerald. It's 5-4 Wisconsin.
We'll be back on the road for the Wisconsin Badgers, a Tuesday matchup down in Champaign against the Illinois Fighting Illini, and then a Friday night matchup, the one and only regular season meeting between the Badgers and the Michigan State Spartans. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Every farmer wants to up their uptime. So we purposefully designed our tractors and implements to keep you in the field. Tailored for your operation, Case IH tractors are intuitive to use, easy to maintain, packed with the latest tech, and backed by dealer support you can trust. Because Case IH equipment isn't just built to work, it's built to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
8 championships.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment.
It's not a moment.
It's a movement.
And you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.